Good morning. Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works. For the last several days, we have been looking at, can I expect God to answer me when I ask Him for something? Can I put a time limit on God? We've searched the scriptures, looked at healing, looked at prosperity, looked at answers to prayer, of what not only can we expect, but what God desires, what's in His heart for us. Because believers, for the most part, have thought they've just had to beg and beg and beg and beg and beg God to get something from Him, and don't receive because they don't know what the will of God is. And so Jesus over and over and over again told us, and He is a man that He shall not lie, ask and it shall be given to you. Ask anything in my name, I will do it. Whatever you ask the Father in my name, that will I do. So if somebody is constantly, and that is very wealthy and very generous and very let's see, what is the word when a person just loves people? Anyway, when you know somebody like that and they say, look, just come ask me for anything, and you know that they are sincere and that they mean it, maybe a parent or a relative, we've told our grandchildren, come get anything out of the refrigerator. When they come to our house, we've got one refrigerator that in that freezer, we have all kinds of popsicles and ice cream and drinks and things, and we just say, you don't even have to ask. If it's okay with your parents, you go get it. So Jesus was saying, come, ask for anything. And He said, ask the Father in my name, but because the Father loves you, ask and you shall receive, that your joy may be full. So now that is the heart of God for you, is for you to come and ask Him for things and receive them right away. So now we are going to, for the next 3 or 4 days, we're going to recap and bring in the truth on this side of the cross, what Jesus did for us, and where we are as far as expecting God to do things for us now. Now, again, looking at it from the scriptures. So listen to this. In 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3, according as His divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain to life and godliness, through the knowledge of Him that hath called us to glory and virtue, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises. Notice that He said, according as His divine power hath given, past tense, hath given unto us all things that pertain to life and godliness. And then He said, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and valuable promises. In another place, I believe it's 2 Corinthians 1:20 maybe, He said, all the promises of God are yes, and so be it. So all of the promises, Jesus purchased all of the promises for us. He redeemed us. He gave us His life. He gave us His health. He gave us wealth. He gave us all of the blessing of Abraham. That's in Galatians 3. Christ hath, past tense, redeemed you and me and all of mankind from the curse of the law, found in Deuteronomy 28, being made a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree, that the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Jesus Christ, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith. So notice, how do we have to receive it? Through faith. And it says, and if you be Christ, then are you Abraham's seed and heirs. An heir is someone that has an inheritance. Heirs according to the promise. So you and I are heirs of God. And that was God's plan. That was God's will. It was God's idea. It wasn't ours. He always has far greater thoughts for us. So he has given to us everything that pertains to life and godliness. So just as Jesus would say, a parable, a parallel, when your children or when my children, grandchildren come here for Christmas or for birthdays, and I say, okay, here are your gifts, and I hand them to them, then whose responsibility is it then as to when they open them and when they partake of them? It's theirs. Once I have given it, then it's theirs to take it and open it. Well, it's the same way that's true about all of the promises of God. And one of the greatest promises that he gave us was the Holy Spirit. Jesus called it the promise of the Father. For you to receive, after you were born again, to receive the baptism of the Holy Spirit. And yes, he has been given to you, and all you have to do is receive. Well, we'll pick up on this tomorrow. Remember, everything belongs to you. You are an heir right now of all the promises. Remember, all day, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works.